in MMA and wrestling. He didn't look good. You know, I mean, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Yeah, see, I think he looked cool. I think he looked like a badass to me. I mean, he didn't look like an athlete, but he looked like a badass. And he did, you know, he wins some, he loses some.
Hey, Sensei, time out for 1 second.
All right, baby. Hey, I'm on my way.
Back in.
Hey, you tell me what you think of Tank Abbott while I'm taking a fucking swig of my fucking delicious business.
I think Tank Abbott got into pro wrestling and he didn't understand it. You know, you got to stay focused if you want real success in it. And I think he was a little overwhelmed with the different environment. You know, he found a lot of success in MMA, got to pro wrestling, didn't take it serious enough, and he went out. He kind of got bitched out.
He didn't take it seriously, but he was a part of 3 Count, which fucking totally kicked ass. Like there was, I mean, the Tank Sinatra. That's him, Tank Sinatra. That was fantastic. You know, and I just want to get back. You know, we're talking about this like you know, it's funny and shit like that. But the fact of the fucking matter is, these MMA guys, who I'm one of, you hate the guys that are in the Affliction shirts and the fucking all that shit, right?
Oh yeah, they're
See, I'm down with that. I like that. I think that's okay. To me, I'm good with that, except for the fact that these dipshits, and I wrestled in high school too, and those dipshits hated pro wrestling. They just couldn't take it. None of them could take it. And these guys, and this is what I'm saying, is like, especially with the Brock Lesnar thing, because he is the pinnacle of.
They don't know how to party. Is the thing.
Nah, they're definitely not partying, man. They're fucking sucking. They're not rocking. But my thing is, it's like, no, listen, Brock fucking in professional wrestling basically is the same guy he was and is in fucking UFC. He's wearing the black trunks. Right, but here's my thing. It's not like when he. I could understand it if people wanted to make fun of him for being in pro wrestling, if he had been the Red Rooster or Sparky Plug, or if Vince teamed him up with Nathan Jones and made him the Twin Towers Bushwhackers revisited or some shit like that. But he didn't. He came in with black trunks, black boots, and fucking won every fucking match and beat everybody fucking up, just like he did in UFC. To fucking hate on the guy for just because, I mean, it's sort of a guilt. It's a guilt by association, you know. It's like he wasn't a fucking horrible, terrible, weak. What's that? The fucking plumber gimmick, the dirty white. You remember when Dirty White Boy came in and he was. Yeah, he wasn't Duke the Dorsey or T.L. Hopper. Or like one of these characters that fucking no one could fucking ever.
Same with pro wrestling. That's why gimmicks don't work sometimes. I mean, you can't just say like, "Oh, you're a garbage man," and that guy's supposed to be like, "Oh, I'm a garbage man." Steve Lombardi,
right.
Somewhere in him, there was a little bit of the Brooklyn Brawler. He was a little bit Brooklyn Brawler, and that's why it worked. But
right, but to me, but you could say the same thing. It's like, well, there probably is no Red Rooster in Terry Taylor. If Terry Taylor is a guy like Ronnie Garvin, who's probably fucking 15 years before his time, if Terry Taylor would have been probably a 170-pound WEC champion right now.
At least,
you know, but everyone remembers him as the Red Rooster. You know?
And some people don't even remember him as that.
What?
And some people don't even remember him as that.
Right.
Some people just don't remember him, period.
See, I remembered him from the NWA when he was the national champion. He was beating up Black Bart and like all these guys. He was beating up like legit guys. Then he comes in to the WWE, and I mean, WWE definitely has the better athletes and the better characters, the better guys.
And they just don't know how to promote better. And they market better. They find their audience better.
Right. I mean, the WWE comes up with, I mean, any character they come up with is going to probably be at least memorable. And memorable equals marketable. You know, they don't have to even be a good fighter to have fucking success in the WWE. You know,
but you know what?
Because the WWE will put The guys, WWE will put the guys that suck against guys that really fucking suck. I mean, they bring in dudes off the fucking street to be the job guys. You know, I mean, the guys just get their ass whipped every minute.
It was a shame when Playboy Buddy Rose had to play that part.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, Playboy Buddy Rose was good in the AWA because the competition was way shitty. If you watch the guys they were fighting in the AWA, the guys in the AWA were terrible. I mean, they were just like, I mean, I'll put it like this to you. I went to a Don King fight where Francois Boda was fighting. And at the time, Francois Boda, who has also done some MMA, or K1, now maybe not MMA, but he did some kickboxing, where Francois Boda they were building him up to fight for the title. He was the White Buffalo from South Africa. They brought him in and had him fight some guy that should never have been in a fucking boxing ring, never. And he hit him in the thigh. Francois Boda, with a right hand, I remember it as clear as day, hits the guy with a right hand in the guy's left thigh. The guy goes down, takes the count. Jerry curl, everything is flopping all over the fucking mat. This guy, boom, that's it, over. And that's what happens in WWE with a lot of these guys. They'll bring in these guys that will just quit. They just suck. They're terrible. They're coming from some local wrestling school. They just call up whoever the guy is. Huh?
They're there for the paycheck. They're there to, they'll take a dive. They have no shame in taking a dive because they're going to get paid either way. And I disagree with that, too. You need to get paid more to perform.
Right. Well, I agree with that, and that was Vince's, with the XFL, that was Vince's whole thing, was that he was going to fucking pay guys to play better. But it's the complete opposite in the WWE. He will bring in guys that he knows are going to lose. Which is, I mean, every fight promoter does that. Every fight promoter brings in guys he knows are going to lose.
Well, yeah, you have guys
no doubt
that you don't want to, like, if they lose eventually, it's okay, because you've already made your money off them. But when you're trying to build up Bill Goldberg, you don't want a Ken Shamrock, putting them in a front face lock and showing the world that, being big doesn't matter, because Bill Goldberg was selling tickets. You don't want to just you want to
Bill Goldberg was running. Well, Bill Goldberg is another guy like Lesnar. If he would have gone, because he was an NFL player, if he would have gone into MMA before that, he would have been just as successful. He would have been just as over. But MMA wasn't paying the bills at that time. Now MMA, over the last 2 or 3 years, MMA is paying the bills now, but it wasn't before. And so now you have. Well, Bill Goldberg's old now.
He wouldn't necessarily get paid.
Well, you see what happened to Goldberg when he got up into the upper. He did beat Brock, but you saw when he got up in the upper echelons of guys in WCW, he beat most of them, but he did lose a few matches. But he did eventually. What was that, WrestleMania 20 or 22 when he beat He beat Brock Lesnar.
20, yeah.
But the thing is that Brock Lesnar is young now, and Bill Goldberg was right there, right at the peak.
And now he was at his peak. Brock has the experience now. Now he's got the experience from being at the big fight, and he's been helping. It would be
totally different now if they were to have another match. Because that whole thing was, you know what I mean? That whole thing was fucking. Well,
Goldberg definitely
had right. Bill Goldberg had just peaked. I mean, that was just it. He couldn't have. There couldn't have been a more perfect situation for him than there was at that time. Because Brock was Brock was a little bit green still, and Bill Goldberg had the experience on him. He had a good winning streak. He had a good confidence at the time. But now it will be totally different. Bill
Well, when he took the
Goldberg's
world
not.
title off Hogan, it was in front of probably 2 times the amount